Okay, round one has begun more quickly than I had given it credit for. So what we find here in our opening hand is we have several 2-drops, we have Evolving Wilds, and we have a Forest. It's a keep. There's a battle plan here. It's just a beatdown plan, but it is a plan. We'll open on our first turn with the Evolving Wilds, get a Swamp, have a Forest, and win. There's a Dark Dabbling to draw some other cards. We can go ahead and sacrifice Evolving Wilds, get ourselves a Swamp, and pass. Our opponent's in red-black, and they did not have a turn 2 play. We're going to play Forest, run out Timberpack Wolf. We'll notice that we drew a Swamp, and we'll be very happy about it. And that'll do. Okay, our opponent Fiery Impulsed our Timberpack Wolf. That's too bad. Oh well. They don't appear to have had a third land, so I'm sorry that my opponent is in that situation. In very much a sorry, not sorry sort of way. Play Orchard Spirit here, see if he's got maybe some more removal we can draw out. And he didn't do anything at end phase. Oh, looks like our opponent is indeed stuck on mana, so we got some bad beats going on here. I'm going to play Nantuko Husk. No, I'm not. Practice what I preach. We're going to attack, do combat, and then in the second main phase, we're going to play Nantuko Husk. Gotta practice playing more clean. Go ahead and yield till end of turn here. Okay, our opponent finds land number 3, but they still don't do anything with it. That's too bad for them. We are still not on ours either. We're going to go ahead and hold up right now, attack with everybody, hold up Dark Dabbling in case he tries something funny. Okay, so we go on now to the second main phase. We've done 6 damage to our opponent. We're just going to go ahead and play Leaf Gilder here, try to get towards a higher amount of mana, and in case we miss a land dropping in next turn, we can play multiple 2-drops. Our opponent is still not doing anything, and we find a Forest, so now we can play up to 5 lands. Or 5 cards worth of cost. Which is still a horrible way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. So our opponent drops to 10. We're going to go ahead and play Fetid Imp. And I'm not going to run out the Timberpack Wolf this turn because I'm worried we're like walking into a Languish or something, and we have a good board control. I don't see any need to overextend any further. We'll keep our Dark Dabbling mana up. Okay, our opponent may be about to do something here. Well, he did something. Unfortunately for him, that something was a concession. So we go to sideboard here, and since we literally only saw one thing from our opponent, I don't know how to sideboard here because I don't really know what he's got. I don't know if he just drew badly that game, if he's just... It's hard to get a read on that. So, we're just going to run this deck out again and just try it out. So this hand is not near... Actually, this hand is about as pretty as our first one, because we can go get our green source, get out Leaf Gilder turn 2, Orchard Spirit, Dark Dabbling for protection. Yeah, what the heck, it's a keep. Our opponent mulls to 5. Oh god, that's so bad. I feel so bad for him. It's just one of those... It's not fun when you get mana screwed, and as much as, you know, I like winning as much as the next guy, but I don't like bad beats, you know? And beating an opponent who literally is never able to resolve a spell, that's not playing Magic, it's playing Solitaire. And I'm not here for that. I'm here to play cards. Oh, our opponent's also in white. Interesting. So now it makes me wonder if maybe he's just splashing for the black or something, and maybe he's in red-white with a black splash and just never found his source? That's interesting. Okay, that could explain the problems here. Play Leaf Gilder here. Pass control back to our opponent, who only has 3 cards in their hand, and I'm not worried about goblin tokens. There's Fiery Impulse, so boo on that. Okay, he's going to swing in with both here. So we're going to take 2. Well, I hated to lose my guy, but on the other hand, better now than later, I guess. There's Fetid Imp, which was probably a... I'm going to play the Orchard Spirit here. Although Fetid Imp will be great for keeping those tokens at bay. See if we can draw out any other removal he may have here. So he finds land number 3. He doesn't attack, so we're just going to go ahead and take our turn here. Get another forest out. Going to go ahead and attack our opponent here for a quick 2. Again, see what we can maybe draw out or find here. And this is the part where we drop Fetid Imp. And we pass the turn. We don't have as aggressive a start here, which is too bad. As you know, every turn that passes, we give our opponent a chance to stabilize, and stabilizing after a mull to 5 is tough, but it's a thing that happens. Okay, there's suppression bonds, so we can't attack or use our abilities or whatever. I find myself in that awkward time where I wish I had a Caustic Caterpillar, things I don't say often. So here come the tokens again, hitting us for 2 more. Okay, our turn. Well, there's Jiraga Invocation, which tragically is not helping us right now. So, we're going to play our Swamp, putting us at 5 mana. We would need 6 to invoke this. And unfortunately, that's not where we're at right now. So I can just keep, beating with Orchard Spirit in the air, and if we continue to race that way, he will eventually win the race. But for right now, I think we're just going to keep doing damage. I'm not worried about 2. If he starts trying to kill my creatures, I've got Dark Dabbling. If he plays something that aren't the Goblin tokens, I can just Reave Soul. So sooner or later, I'll have to stop attacking and start defending. There's the mana I need for Jiraga Invocation. Very sweet. I'm gonna do this on 1 or 2 more times, but if we do too much more, we'll start getting into the red, which will worry me. Okay, deck. No more lands. Nothing but creatures. Nothing but permanents. So here our opponent comes again. I'm starting to get worried about Titan Strength, so starting next turn is when I'm going to start playing defense. And there's Topin Freeblade, also known as Reave Soul priority number 1, so that's not sticking around for the party. And there's Yavis Force Mage, too, so maybe I will peck in here in order to put myself ahead on the clock here. Ooh, what's our opponent got? Fiery Conclusion, so he's sacrificing his creature to block mine. So I'm going to use Dark Dabbling to regenerate target creature. Now that was cool. Play our land. And we're tapped, so we can't attack anymore. That'll do it, though. Okay, so we got rid of our opponent's creature. We drew out one of his spells. We got our Dark Dabbling for value. That is just perfect. Everything that we wanted to do there happened. And our opponent's attacking with the Goblins again. That's fine. Opponent has nothing else to do that turn. Here's Elvish Visionary, who we're going to play first here. Get him out on the battlefield, draw a card, get a chump blocker. Okay, here's another Fetid Imp, which seems pretty good. And then we're going to attack with Orchard Spirit. I'm not going to play the Yavis Force Mage this turn, as I want to keep my Dark Dabbling mana up, or potentially give Fetid Imp Death Touch. At the moment, I don't need it. I just beat all his creatures normally. Okay, here comes the 5-drop. There's Amprin Tactician, which is going to make all his dudes bigger this turn, and that's a bugbear in my side, but... Okay, so our opponent's attacking for 6 here. So let's do some math real quick. If we just let him hit us for 6 here, even if he Titan Strengths us, he can only get in for, that would give him 3 more, which is 9. On our turn, if we untap, and that's 4 damage right there, plus an additional 3, 6, 9, is 13. Yeah, we just let him hit us here and then kill him with Jiraga Invocation next turn. So we go to 4. He gets his Renown trigger. We don't care. I did kind of forget his Amperin Tactician, can block. That was smart. So... oh god, I wish I didn't suck at Magic sometimes. Okay, let's figure out how we have to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... okay, let's go ahead and Jiraga Invocation here. So it must be blocked if able. So he's going to block us. I'm only going to attack with the Visionary and the Orchard Spirit. I'm keeping the Imps back. Although I am worried if he has Titan Strength, I did punt here. I did lose the game here. So let's hope he doesn't. Sloppy play on my part. Got too clever for my own good. Okay. Oh, and he's got Menace, so I can't block him here. I didn't think of that either. So he's attacking with everybody. So show me the Titan Strength. We're at 1. Show me the Burn spell. He doesn't have any. So we can get in for 4 damage this turn. We can get in for how much? 2 plus 2, that's 4. I still only see how we're getting in for 6 damage this turn. So, go ahead and play Yiva's Force Mage. Put that on the stack. We put it on Orchard Spirit. We're going to go and attack here. Only with the Spirit, though. Put our opponent at 3. Swift Reckoning. Okay, well. And this is the part where we Dark Dabble to Regeneration Shield ourselves again. So, no, not getting destroyed. Good try, though. Huh. Oh, yeah, removed from combat, so I didn't get my damage in. So our opponent has 2 cards. Should have played the Graveblade back there. That was another misplay on my part, of which I have made many tonight. What has he got? Heavy Infantry. When it enters the battlefield, tap one of my creatures. Son of a gun. He got there. So he taps one of my creatures. I now have to throw both my blockers in front of Goblin Glory Chaser. And we lose. If I played the Graveblade, if I hadn't misclicked just then, we'd win. But we don't. Our opponent got there because of some sloppy play on our part, and oh well, these things happen. I'll go ahead and use my creature's ability just to go ahead and give myself Death Touch here, just for giggles. And he wins. He won with the 5 card hand. Well, them's the breaks. Alright, let's play smarter Magic. That's all we can do. I'm still just going to keep the deck the way it is. I just gotta get smarter is all. Because, yeah, I forgot that he could block there. I clicked too fast, so I couldn't get my warrior out on that last turn. Forgot about Menace the first time. So, yeah, mistakes were made. But it's important that we just acknowledge what they are. And then put them on YouTube for the entire world to see your shame. That's okay, it's how we learn. A good public shaming never hurt anybody. Still waiting on our opponent. Okay, here we go. Yes, we would love to play first. And we would not love this hand because while it's got its mana, it doesn't do anything. This is much better. We're going to keep. Start with Forest, pass turn. So we run out Timberpack Wolf into Graveblade, into Wild Instincts, hopefully, using the Graveblade to clear out anything he throws at us. And there's a Llanowar Empath to help us find more fun toys. Okay, Timberpack Wolf. I'm sure our opponent's just going to kill it at the instep with the instant like he likes to do. See if we're right. Okay, he didn't this time. How nice of him. Okay, so here comes... There's Topin Freeblade, who we knew was going to show up to this party eventually. He always does. We're going to offer a trade here that I do not think our opponent is going to accept. But if he does, that's fine. Okay, he doesn't. So let's go ahead and play the Graveblade here. And then we'll pass to end of turn. So now if he attacks, we're just going to eat it. And even Titan Strength isn't enough to keep it alive now. There's Thopter Engineer, which gives him a Flying Thopter with haste. And he now has a 1/3. That's fine. Not worried about 1 damage here. Okay, there's another copy of Timberpack Wolf, which is exactly the sort of thing we want to see right now. And normally, you know, we don't run our creatures out before combat, but this will allow us to attack through. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a 3/3. We're going to attack with it, but we're going to keep the Graveblade back, I think. No point in letting him do some sort of double block shenanigans. So we hit with 3/3, and we yield to end of turn. Keep the Graveblade to defend against the Topin Freeblade this turn. Next turn, we'll just start using Wild Instincts to clear the way, and just start beating down with the Wolf Pack. Llanowar Empath will be there too to help us keep drawing gas. There's Dragon Fodder to put some tokens in our way, which is going to be a bugbear on our side, but whatever, we'll work past it. Just swinging with the Thopter here, so again, Pekkas in the air for 1. That's fine. Not going to block because it can't. Usually a good reason not to. And that does it for him. Okay, we find our 5th land here, which is good. Now, if we get a Rock Smaller at some point, we can run it out. I'm going to go ahead, though, and... Wild Instincts here. Choose a creature we control, choose a creature they control. Fight! So let's see what we're getting here. He might be about to sacrifice his creature like he did before. It's an option. I hope I targeted right. No, I did. Yep, there it is. Fiery Conclusion, so he's going to go ahead and sacrifice the creature we were about to lose to fight the Death Toucher. Oh, wait. Oh, he sacrificed one of his tokens. He didn't sacrifice the Freeblade. Clever. Well, we're going to go ahead and attack with the Wolf Pack anyway. See if he wants to do some blocks. So otherwise, we're just going to knock him down to 9 here. Yeah, he'll get in with the Topin next turn, which is probably dumb play on my part. I forgot I had Vigilance, but he may just block here. If we get the Goblin or the Thopter guy off the field, I think it'll be worth the attack here. So next turn we can just start digging with Llanowar Empath and start digging our way to an answer. See what he decides to do. Okay, looks like he's just going to chump with the Thopter Engineer here to prevent a little bit of the damage. So he goes to 12. That's fine. Yield to end of turn here, try to save ourselves some time on the clock. Opponent seems to be thinking what he wants to do here. So it's definitely the best hand he's had all night. There's Cleric of the Forward Order to give him a little bit extra life, as well as another solid defensive creature. Subterranean Scout will make sure that I cannot block his creature this turn. I couldn't anyway, but it's always nice to have a plan. So he's going to be swinging in with the Freeblade, the Thopter. See if he swings in with the Goblin. Yeah, he's swinging in with all of it. So we're going to take 4 this turn. Token Free Blade. Forgot about you. Well, there's Rock Maulers. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with Wolfpack here. He'll see if he wants to make a trade with the Topin. Which, if he does, that's fair. Maybe he'll do a double block. He does. Okay. 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 So, we got some good value there. And I'm going to run out Rock Maulers here. Get a big old 4/4 body that the Topin Freeblade cannot get through. And now he's got to start holding back on the defensive again, lest we just get through with the Rock Maulers. So there's the black mana that I still have not figured out what he is trying to do with it. But I'm sure it'll make sense. Maybe he got some of the black kill spells or something and is splashing black for it. Or maybe a good black rare. There's Emperor and Tactician again. Be a little thorn in my side there. So he's offering attack with the Freeblade, and I'm just going to take it. I need to keep my Rock Maulers alive. There's an Antuco Husk, which seems pretty good. Trying to decide if it's better to use the Llanowar Empath this turn or the Husk. I'm gonna play the Husk, and I'm gonna play it pre-combat, so just in case our opponent uses some sort of kill spell or something. We can't attack though, because our opponent will double block with the Freeblade and the Tactician, and that's bad value for us. So we're just gonna yield to the turn here. No attacks. Made a big mistake letting that Freeblade get big. That's okay, though. So we can still block. We can do clever things here. There's the Blazing Hellhound, so that must be what our opponent splashed for. And now he can just start sacrificing his creatures to do some damage to us. So that Hellhound has to go down fast, or we are in trouble. Okay, who's he attacking with? Probably just the Thopter token. He does indeed just attack with the Thopter, so we take 1 and go to 7. Can't block it. And an Anointer of Champions. That's different. More fuel for the Hellhound, unfortunately. So do we just lose here? I think we do. Like Timberpack Wolf. So get another one online here. So now we have the 3/3 again. Yield till end of turn. I think we're dead next turn, and I'm pretty sure our opponent knows it. He can just attack with everything, and whatever damage doesn't get through, he can then just sacrifice to the Hellhound. But let's see what he does. Well, he's spending all his mana on something. Ooh, it's Emperor and Tactician. That's dirty. Okay, yeah, this is gonna hurt for a long, long time. Okay, he attacks with Swing with the Team, it looks like. See if he's going to attack with anybody else. Waiting on you, buddy. Okay, looks like that's it. And the worst part is he has the Anointer of Champions now, so he's going to win whatever combat whatever blocks we make. Okay, well, I don't love it. Go ahead and put that there. That there. Wait for our opponent to use Anointer of Champions, which we know he's gonna. Okay, he didn't. Guess he missed that. Okay, how do we win this turn? I mean, I know, the answer is we don't. Let's go ahead and play Llanowar Empath, see if we can dig our way to some solution. Bother. Okay, we're going to put that on the bottom of the library. I guess we'll put that on top, which lets us draw it. And since we're dead next turn, as soon as he untaps, we're dead anyway. Since he can just sacrifice all his dudes to the Hellhound, we're just going to go ahead and swing here, see if he'll foolishly make some trades or something. He does. Fine. I mean, yeah, he's dead. So we're dead and he knows it. So there we go. Well, we should have had this one, game 2, but I punted, made a horrible mistake. These things happen. Okay, there's Hellhound ability number 1, coming at the face. Phrasing. And, yeah, okay. That's round number 1. Remember, the most deadly enemy in Magic is yourself. And there's Fiery Impulse to kill my creature, too, just because, why not? Alright, I'm not going to concede, I'll let him have it. Well played, buddy. You got there. Thanks for not overkilling me, though. Alright, guys, this has been Lee with Untapped Potential. We threw away round 1, but that's alright. These things happen. Alright, see you in round 2.